Owusu,
Yes, sir.
the future of the lightweight division in boxing.
Hopefully, yes.
I hope so too.
Yeah, me too.
I know so.
Yeah, indeed.
Last time you were here, I had the worst video and audio in history until my production team, Monstrosity, and my boy Pride saved me.
Indeed.
So now I can give you my A game.
Yeah, that's it. We're back again. Why not?
We're back.
That's it.
So last time you were here, you told me you were going on a trip,
Yes.
on a training camp to Mexico.
I did, indeed.
What'd you learn on your trip, and then how's boxing different in Mexico than here?
Honestly, man, I honestly learned a lot in Mexico, starting by just the way people train over there, bro. Like, over here compared to there, like people there, they don't have luxury when they train. I went to the gym, there was no AC, there was no like regular like wraps or all this kind of stuff. There they use gauze and regular band-aids and gloves. Everyone uses the same gloves, and they dry it and then they use it again. They don't complain, it's too hot. Don't complain on this, that, compared to us, Like I've seen people in the gym, it's too hot. I need this, I need that, I need break. But there they just work non-stop. And when I went there, I realized that people here is just too spoiled. Really?
Did you feel spoiled?
Honestly, when I came back, honestly, I went to the gym, I saw fans, I was like, bro, just close these fans, Like, yeah, it's not even that hot, And people
we don't deserve it.
Yeah, and like people here are like, yo, it's so hot. I'm like, bro, just close the fans, It's not a big deal. You're losing weight, first of all, and the training is much harder. Training when it's hot than obviously when it's cold. And honestly, the first day I went to train in the heat, I almost died.
It was a killer, eh?
It was, bro.
Wow.
I skipped 3 minutes on the rope and my body was drenched, bro. Shadow box, and I think my workout was done, bro. I was just like sweating, it was so hot. I'm like, yo, how do people do it?
Wow.
Like I had my bottle of water and I think I just chugged. I had like 3 bottle waters on that day. I just chug. I was just drinking so much water, and I was just sweating. The first 3-4 days it was kind of rough, but after that I kind of got used to. You never get used to it, but I got a bit more used to it than the first day. Yeah, more than the first day. And one thing that I never got used to was running in the heat.
Okay. Well, it was hot everywhere, not just outside, right? Were you running
exactly.
outside?
But inside, yeah, like the sun was just hot. Like usually the temperature there is about 30 degrees with like 90%, 80% humidity, and it's just and in the gym is even worse because
it's
open
closed.
the door. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People are sweating, so that the heat is like it's way hotter inside, obviously, than outdoors. But just running, if you don't run at like 5, 6 in the morning, and the sun comes up, you're done.
Wow. Do you think that makes Mexican fighters mentally stronger because they have to go through that?
Yeah, I think so. Because people here, it gets a bit hot and they're like, oh no, today I won't train because it's too hot.
Yeah, I've seen people leave the gym because it was too hot, and I have AC in my gym.
Bro, it's like honestly, I was shocked, and since then my mentality changed. When I came here and it was hot, I was like, bro, people are training with no AC, no fans, and they're putting in that work. So I told myself when I come here, which I did when I came back over here, and I trained. Fans were closed. I was just chilling because first of all I was doing my quarantine.
Minimalist.
Yeah, exactly. So I was coming at night. I was doing my workout, And sometimes during the day too, I'd come to my workout. I'd close the fans and I'd just like box my way through and just work out. And harder, but I got used to it, and it's just a lifestyle.
Do you think it made you stronger mentally?
It did. Yeah, it did. Because then you don't think about, oh, I'm too hot. Oh, I need water. It's like you just train, you just push yourself until you can get your break, and then afterwards you do what you have to do. And other than that, man, it's just regular work.
Okay.
It's regular work. It's just
all in your head.
Yeah, honestly, it's a mindset. If you have that mindset of pushing through, you'll do it, even if it's cold or if it's hot.
Yeah.
And you just gotta do what you gotta do.
What part of Mexico were you training in?
I was in Cancun.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's like that's a nice area, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's a nice area, but it's not necessarily like people saying it's like a party area and all stuff. No, there's parts, as in like every other country. There's parts of Cancun that are poor, some are rich,
Okay.
And I like training mostly in the no, I won't say poor, but the
just lower class maybe.
the low class section, just because people that go there, they're hungry.
Okay.
They wanna succeed. They wanna fight.
How visible is that when you first walk into the gym? How visible is that?
The gym. You see it.
You see
yeah,
it? Do you see it in the fighters as well?
Yeah, like the bags are all taped up. The speed bags are like sometimes they have like soccer balls there and stuff like that. You know?
No way.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sorry, soccer balls for speed bags?
No, sorry, not speed bag. Double end bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, double end bags, and you just know.
Okay.
And I love that. I love because I see that people that come to gym, although this kind of environment, they're hungry and they want to succeed and they want to push as much as they can.
Yeah.
Instead of like going to a gym with AC and then just hitting the
course.
bag and look good and put
we
on
are
Snapchat.
spoiled.
We are. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that.
I know you've traveled a lot for boxing.
Yeah.
You've gone pretty much everywhere in North America. What was the funnest trip or the most memorable trip for boxing? I remember one with you and me. I think we boxed at the Silver Glove together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't like a super fun. We were boxing in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it was a good experience, honestly.
Was there any trip that was like shocking to you other than the Mexico trip?
One trip that I really enjoyed, Panama.
You boxed in Panama?
I went to Panama. I went there for like a little vacation-ish, but obviously I go there most of the time. I just go to train.
Yeah. You take advantage of it.
I went to this place. It's honestly, it was in the ghetto, man. When I tell you ghetto, it was
some Roberto Duran shit.
Bro, it was deep. It was deep. And like going there, I can have my phone, I can have any jewelries, I can like show anything because people
really?
Yeah, definitely. They just come and rob you.
Wow.
And luckily, people there are dark toned, so I felt like
you blend in.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you go to Mexico, they're more like pale / a bit darker, but there they're literally like my skin tone. So I felt like I can kind of blend in, you know. So it wasn't that bad.
I see. Are you scared at all when you go to like places like that? Because boxing is a poor man's sport.
Yeah.
When you go to a real boxing gym, are you scared sometimes? Like,
honestly, I was kind of scared because I walked in and people were just staring at me like, "You want to eat me?" So
oh, really?
I was like, "Oh shit, what's up? What up?" You know, just walking in.
Yeah.
But honestly, at the end, I trained with them and they were all nice with me.
Yeah.
You know? They were all like friendly. They just looked intimidating at first, but afterwards, man, they all loved me. And then.
Do you have to earn your respect when you go to certain places like this? Do you like? I imagine you spar with these guys.
Yeah.
And then you see, this kid's not just like a Western spoiled kid.
Yeah.
He can go to war.
No, exactly. Most of the time, yes, I would say, just because they think that, as you just said, you're a rich, spoiled kid coming in with your winning gear and all that stuff, you know. But
You have winning gear? You are a spoiled.
I worked for it.
No, I bet. I know, man.
Because I used to buy like equipments and. After a year or 2 years, they
don't last.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I told myself, invest.
Learned the same lesson.
And it's been since 2018 when I went to Japan. I got it from Japan, and since 2018 I have it, and they're still in good shape.
Nice.
Like maybe the color's worn out and all, but
who cares about the color?
Exactly. No.
Yeah. So you've traveled a lot for boxing. You've been to a lot of gyms, and on top of that, you've been to a lot of gyms in Montreal here. So you met a lot of trainers.
Yeah.
What does a good coach provide you with?
A good coach provides me mostly feedbacks. They tell you what you need to work on. For example, I love Howard a lot, and
Howard Grant. Shout
Grant.
out to Howard Grant. and Howard Grant.
And I know that's it. Perfect. I love them so much. Since I started working with Howard, I see things in different perspective. Just because, for example, with Shady, I used to work on mostly amateur style boxing, and then with Howard, it's mostly it's a pro style. And I see things when I spar with different pros. I see things way better now than I used to see when I used to spar like amateur wise.
Okay.
And honestly, it opened my eyes a lot. You know. Because he knows the game of pros and obviously.
What type of feedback is he giving you?
Especially, it's most of my sparrings. You know, sometimes he just come and he just tells me, "Oh, do this, do that." don't do it this way, do it this way. Like when we do pads most of the time, the thing I like about Howard too is because every time I come into the gym, he always does pads with me. He always put me in the pads and just try to perfect my my craft.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I really appreciate about him, and that's why I'm gonna stick with him. You know.
Of course.
Always.
Does he watch you shadow box for round after round after round?
Not always, but he tells me like I know he's a busy guy, so he usually like sometimes he tells me what to do. Shadow boxing, not as much, but he walks around something like, oh, literally the left up, do this, do that. So
Yeah.
like, you know.
He's got like almost
like
X-ray
I know
vision
he's
when it
watching
comes to
me. I know he's watching me.
Yeah.
Especially on the bag too. Sometimes I think he's not watching, so I'm just getting lazy, and he's like, "Yo, Theo, put your hands up." I'm like, "Oh
boy,
shit!"
From the other side of the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're just walking through the bathroom. He's coming back, and he's like, "Theo, put your hands up." I'm like, "Oh shit!" You know,
he sees
like,
you through the mirror, right?
I swear, he walks, he said, "Put your hands up." I'm like, "Oh shit!" You know, like I put my hands up, and I just laugh about it because I always think he won't see me, but then I get tired and I put my hands down. He's like, "Put your hands up." I'm like, "Shit." And I put it up.
Nice.
So like, it just gave me a habit that when I spar now, I have to keep my hands up because I know they'll stay regardless. And then that's one of my issues as well. When I spar, I tend to drop my hands a bit. So I'm glad that he tells me and
constant, blunt, and sometimes harsh feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when it's harsh, I love it because the fact that it's harsh, I know he means that, you know.
It's
like,
real.
Yeah, exactly. It's raw, you know.
Yeah.
I like that. So I was just saying, like, you know, you should put your hands up more. No, he tells me straight up, you put your fucking hands up.
Yeah.
And
he doesn't give compliments.
No.
Howard doesn't give compliments.
No. I don't need compliments. I need him to be raw. I need to be mean. I need to be. I need the real. You know. I don't want that fake comments.
Yeah, just to like give you a pat on the back and make you feel better. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't need that.
You'll end up getting hurt if you keep receiving this type of feedback.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you've boxed most of your life. What's the most pain you've been in because of boxing, whether it's emotional or physical?
Oof, damn. Pain, I would say my first loss.
Oh man, I was there for that, I remember. It was a bullshit loss, by the way, but
it's boxing.
It's boxing.
You know,
there's boxing and then there's amateur boxing.
Yeah, no,
and then there's amateur boxing in Quebec.
tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it, man. No, but that loss, man, till today I still remember it, man.
I know, man.
It was rough, man, because I thought it was like I was either the best, I'll be that, this, that, and obviously, like now that I know, it happens. It happens to the best of us, you know. And that loss made me become who I am today.
Monster.
I'm like, I don't want to lose anymore, you know.
Yeah.
It happens down here, obviously, but that particular loss, it was Adidas Cup. Mm-hmm. It was tough, man, for me.
Yeah, I remember.
I left. I was like, oh, I'm gonna start boxing, and then it was just like negative thoughts. And afterwards, I put my shit together, and
yeah. But you were over it in a few days, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was over it, but it was still in the back of my head.
Okay,
always been.
You were back in the gym very quickly.
No, for sure. Because when I got back, I'm like, oh, screw this sport. I don't do this anymore. I'll do something else. But I'm like, I watched like motivational videos and just like other boxers that
David Goggins popped up.
And then boxers that lost their fights and he came back world champion.
Yeah.
You know, so I told myself, why stop now? I'm not weak. I gotta keep pushing forward. So
I feel you.
That's what I did. So I went back to the gym and started working hard.
By the way, when you left, you actually drove me to the Imperium Cup. Was it? No, sorry. You drove me to the Adidas Cup that day.
Yeah, I remember.
You drove me there, and then when you left, I was like, how am I gonna get home?
Yo, I was so emotional that day I was so emotional, man. Wow, man.
Yeah, he came back for me though. He came back.
I didn't let him there though. So.
Yeah. Was there anything else that you learned from that loss? Were you able to disconnect? Because sometimes it's out of your hands, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you perform very well, and for a reason or another, whether it's judges or names, it doesn't go your way. Have you been able to mature enough to kind of disconnect from that?
Yeah,
that it doesn't define you. Sorry.
No, for sure. A few fights, obviously. After I lost a few times, for weird reasons, and of course, I have no choice to just accept it and just move forward.
Right.
Sometimes, for example, my last fight, so many people came to see me afterwards. They're like, "Yo, you won that fight. You won that fight." So for me, it was like I felt good because people saw that I won that fight.
Yeah.
But apparently to the judges, I lost that fight. So
yeah.
So I just moved on.
I mean, you've won most of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it's just sometimes, like, especially for that fight, I fought a guy who was super good. He had over 130 fights, and I had 29 fights.
Right.
And I gave a show. I remember I gave a show, and I loved that fight, you know, because I gave my all, and I knew that I won. Like I was so confident, and then apparently I didn't win, so I was like, yo, it happens. But people came to see me afterwards, they're like, yo, you won that fight, congrats, and then so I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter, it happens. I know I won. I know I did good. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. We're all familiar with the saying, boxing is life, right? To me, it means something a little bit different than, you know, the Canelo hats, right?
Yeah.
So we're all familiar that boxing is like life, but it's more amplified. Like, if you're in the ring and you slack off, you're gonna pay for it instantly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Whereas in life, if you can slack off a little bit, eventually you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
But in boxing, it's just super amplified.
Yeah, for sure. No.
What do you see any parallels with that in your life? Like how does that, since you've realized this, since you've been in the sport for a long time, how does it affect your life?
For me, for example, let's say I don't box for, I'd say like a few days. For me, I don't feel good. Me, it's like I need to be in the gym every single day, because if I don't put my work in, it's like someone else is working harder than me, and I don't want that. So I want to train as much as I can, work hard as much as I can, and just make it to the top, man.
How often do you think of that?
Every single day, every day I wake up, I'm like, today I gotta work.
Yeah.
Because someone else is working harder than me, and I don't want that shit.
Who's that someone else? Is it a better you, or is it somebody that you're gonna fight?
No, it's just. For example, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Oh my goodness. I can't find an example.
Is it like when they're sleeping, I'm working? Is that like Mayweather shit?
Yeah, that kind of mentality. It's like when someone else, like when I'm working, someone else is also working. For example, it's in a few, let's say, in a few years, you know, when I'll be undefeated in boxing, you know, someone will be working hard
Inshallah.
to try. Inshallah.
Yes, sir.
Someone will be working hard to try to beat me. And my goal is I gotta be one step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice, man. That explains it.
Yeah.
That explains it. You've managed to revolve your entire life around boxing. Boxing is your work. It's your passion. It's everything you do. You live an athlete's lifestyle. A lot of boxers don't live an athlete's lifestyle. Since you have that lifestyle, what's the biggest misconception about your lifestyle?
I don't think there's any.
No? Because I just offered you a piece of cake.
Yeah, but I work out. I work out every single day, so that cake is probably burned out already by now. You know, I probably lost that calorie. So honestly, I'm not a big drinker. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So party for me is not a big issue, and I can have fun without necessarily drinking or smoking. So I don't need none of that.
Good.
Maybe the eating part, but that's something I could control easily. It's
yeah, man. Deal, eating, like, I'm glad I have the digestive system that I have.
Yeah, me too.
Because I eat.
Yeah,
I eat. And like, I weigh 129 pounds, man. But I eat.
Yeah, no, it happens. No, I eat too. I eat a lot, man. I eat a lot, but I train most of the time.
Yeah,
twice a week. Twice a day.
Twice a day, right?
So it burns off. It burns off so quick that it doesn't matter.
By the way, when my team and I came to watch you train, you did the training that you did, and then after that, so you had trained in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you did the training that we watched, and by the end of it, you looked exhausted, like you really pushed yourself to the limit. And then after that, you went and trained again. When everyone went home, you went and trained again.
I went for a run because it wasn't a big run, but it's like a light jog, you know. So that's what I do most of the time. Either do it in the morning or at night. So in the morning, sometimes at my grants, I work with Howard, and then at night I come spar. I go to my base and I spar, and then I finish off with a 4 to 5 kilometer, just a light jog, just to finish it off, and then do the next day. I try to run about 2 to 3 times a week. I run with the type of running team that I run with.
Montreal Runners.
Yeah,
I saw you on
so I run with
Instagram.
them. Love the shout out to them, man. Honestly, there's people in that actually pushed my cardio.
They pushed your cardio?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're actually runners. So for example, I'll run 2-3 times a week, but then they run like 5 times a week. Okay. So then even if I know I can't compete with them, I try to follow their pace, which is tough as hell, man.
Really?
Honestly, it's
because whenever I see people that say they're runners, the first thing that comes to my mind, I said, man, I'm a boxer. Like, I'll outrun you for days. It's not the case, is it?
No, I thought so, but it's not the same whatsoever, man.
Really?
Stuff, yeah.
Wow.
Because they're runners. They have a 4.5, 4:15 minute pace.
Okay.
Sorry, not minute, per kilometer.
Okay.
Kilometer pace. Yeah. And I try to get that. I try to follow them, and it's tough, man. For the first 4 or 5 kilometers, it's not bad, but it's afterwards. It's a long one. But I managed to have a 4:30 kilometer, which is not bad, honestly. I'm really proud of it. I started really bad. I started at almost 5 minute a kilometer, but now I'm going lower and lower, so it's not bad.
Nice.
And it's mostly because of them. Because
if it's challenging you, I would love to try, because I didn't expect.
Oh, honestly, there's some good runners.
Really?
They're good. Yeah.
Man, I'd love to try.
Yeah, for sure. I'll invite you, man. We run Saturdays and Monday nights.
So that's perfect for me. Yeah, that's perfect.
So if you want to come through, and
I will, and we'll let the audience if the hype is real. Or
yeah,
not.
guys, if you want, just send me a message, and then we go run on Saturdays at 7 a.m. or Monday nights at 6:30. So let me know.
Amazing. Another question I wanted to ask you is, as of the last few years, we've seen a lot of animosity between fighters. When they fight each other, there's always a bump in the road somewhere throughout either the press conference or the fight.
Yeah.
Whereas for some of the old days, I'm like, not all of them, because we've seen all sorts of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
For some of them, there seems to have been more, I don't want to say respect, but there seems to have been camaraderie between fighters that is kind of fading away, unless we're talking about like a Sean Porter or these type of guys. How much compassion do you have for somebody when you're boxing them, since you know that they have potentially the same dreams as you, the same goals as you?
The thing is, boxing is hit or don't get hit. So, and it's either you kill him or he kills you. So at the end of the day, it's a one-man sport. You cannot be too nice or no, that's not it. Because for example, if I say people in the States, when they go spar, they go to
hurt
war.
Each other,
they hurt each other.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what it should be. It's still a friendly sport when you're sparring, but you also gotta put as much as you can and try to not knock him out, but just try different things and see what works, what doesn't work, and you gotta always see options when you spar.
To what extent are you willing to hurt somebody to win in a fight?
In a fight, I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I don't give a shit. No,
really?
I don't care whatsoever.
Wow. So I heard Deontay Wilder. He was one of my favorite fighters. But he said something that bothered me a little bit. He said, "I'm trying to catch a body in there."
Yeah.
And for me, that's like this is taking it too far.
That's a bit too far, yeah.
Because you might actually catch a body.
Yeah, but the way he punches out, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not to that extent. If God forbid that happens, I would probably stop fighting.
Really?
Kill someone in the ring. Honestly, it's not necessarily your fault, but at the same time, it's like taking someone's life, and they have a family. Imagine that they have family and all that stuff. It's. I wouldn't go to that extent, but I will go to I want to hurt someone,
There's been a girl. I forget her name.
I was there. What happened Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when it happened.
She was hurt. She's in a coma or something.
Yeah, it was a wild shot. Honestly, I saw everything, and it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
No lies.
Is that a reminder for you that this is, you know?
No, I know it's a dangerous sport, and anything could happen. You know, it takes one punch, as we all know, it takes one punch for it to happen, and that's what happened. She took one punch, and then they stopped the fight, and then she started having a seizure, and then she fell down, and that was the end of the story from now. And now she's hopefully doing better, which is probably not the case, but I hope that she.
I hope so, inshallah.
Honestly, inshallah, bro.
Yeah, I hope so. Wow, man, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was scary, man. At first, I saw that, I was like, she was 18 on top of that.
Yeah.
And
She's a young girl.
Yeah, she started at 15 as well, you know. So
she turned pro at 15, right?
At 15, yeah. She started at 15.
Oh.
But it's a sad story, man.
Yeah, it is.
But I said that it's boxing, and you never know what can happen in boxing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. Now, in a recent interview with Mike Tyson,
mm-hmm.
he said that before his fights, he always cried because he was getting ready to transform into somebody he doesn't like, into the Mike Tyson that we know. You know, all the highlights we see. He was getting ready to turn into that guy. When my team and I watched you train, if I didn't know that you're the baddest man in the gym, if I didn't know that already going into the gym, I would have never guessed, because you're the nicest guy. You're joking with everybody. It doesn't even look like you're about to spar. It looks like you're about to have like lunch with somebody. But then when you got in the ring,
that's different.
You dropped one of your sparring partners, and you're fucking up everybody.
I mean,
at what point did you switch? Because I didn't see you switch. I didn't see, even your facial expression was still the same as when you were just joking around.
Yeah.
Something might have been different in your eyes, but you looked like you were having a good time.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. It's boxing, you know. I'm there to train. I'm there to do what I have to do, and then I can still be your friend afterwards. You know, there's no problem with that. I won't go to sparring and try to knock someone out. You know, I'm going to learn, to practice. I'm going there to get better every single day. So that's me. And yeah, some days when I go in the ring and when I'm focused, that's when, you know, I think it's a bit more serious. But other than that, most of the time I joke around. I joke around a lot. But, you know, when it comes to boxing, it's different, you know.
Right, of course. You can't joke around in boxing.
As you know, we don't play boxing. So
we don't play boxing.
Exactly.
No, sir, we don't play boxing. Now, when you fight, is that transition more visible?
Just a bit in the beginning. As soon as I get in the ring, it's like tunnel vision, you know. Like I'm focused and I'm forgetting everyone. Like I don't think about my mom, my sister, my girlfriend, my dog, my cat, whatsoever. I just think about who's in front of me and
the task at hand.
Yeah, I got something to do. I got to finish my job and then go home.
Amazing. So
it is, man.
At what point does that switch happen? Is it when you know you're fighting, or is it right before the gloves are on?
As soon as the bell.
As soon as the bell rings. Wow. Yeah, that seems.
Most of the time,
about accurate.
when we go touch gloves, I'm smiling. Like people are like just mean mug, you know. I'm like, oh, nice fight, and then.
I'm gonna be nice to you, but I'm about to whoop your ass in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's either he whoops my ass or I whoop his, so I have no choice, you know. I gotta.
Yeah, of course.
What I gotta do, so that's what it is, man.
Who's your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter? I'd say Shady, my coach.
Yeah, your coach is your biggest supporter.
And my mom as well. She's scared of the sport, obviously, but she's like, if I'm doing something, I should do it well. So just that it pushes me a lot because she knows, she believes in me, and she knows that I'm able to, I'm capable of achieving whatever I want to achieve.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, moms are always the biggest supporters, right?
Although she hates it, but sure.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I mean,
yeah, I know.
I don't blame her. It's a rough sport.
No, it is. It is.
And the thing about boxing is that if you put in all that work and focus and energy that you put into boxing and anything else, you can go so far.
This sky's the limit, man.
The sky's the limit. Yeah, that's what I appreciate the most about boxing. I mean, it's that for me, boxing taught me there's hard work, and then there's boxing, basically, because when you do it properly, when you do it well, you just push yourself further than you ever thought your body can push.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You always think there's a limit, but you never know the limit until you get there. But honestly, I don't think there's any limits. There's things, people think that, for example, if you give yourself 300 push-ups, and you do 300 push-ups, you think after 300 there's nothing. But if you keep going, you can go as far as you can, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no limits to anything.
You know, that reminds me of, I was training, and this coach was encouraging me to do another round and another round and another round. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm done my workout. Like, I've got a good workout. I don't want to be sore the next day and like not be able to train properly and not be able to spar, blah, blah, blah. And then I told him that. I was like, you know, like, I don't want to overwork myself. And he told me, this is really interesting. He said, if you don't dig in your lungs, you'll never find out how deep they are.
That's true.
And it blew my mind. It just blew my mind.
That's true.
Yeah, and I always keep the same, you know, I always keep the same idea in mind, you know.
Yeah, that's true though. It's totally, I agree. There's nothing else to say.
Shout out to Joe from Grant Brothers Boxing.
Shout out to Joe.
Last question, or not last question, one of the last questions I have for you. Theo, you're ready. When are you turning pro?
Oh my goodness. Right now,
you're whooping everyone's ass. We've seen you box with pros, and you're doing very well.
Soon. I can't really give you a date. I'll say in a few days, in a few weeks, in a few months. I don't know. In a few. But we're working towards that. Honestly, it's a long journey, and I want to get in. I want to start properly. You know, so that's why I got my team with me. I got Howard. I got Shady. I'm working. So we're working 7 days a week, trying to not perfect the craft, but I'm trying to get as good as I can be.
Amazing. Well, you're already amazing. I'm amazed.
There's always more. There's always more. I'm never satisfied with.
There's a lot to improve. Of course.
Sure.
There's a lot to improve, but I'm already very impressed.
Even when, for example, inspiring, I whip people's ass. I'm not always proud. I'm like, oh, maybe because my hands are too low.
Could have done this better.
Yeah, I could have done that better. I could have done this better. So I'm always push myself even more. You know, and one thing that I like a bit is, I'd say, my conditioning. So that's the one thing I'm working on right now to hit harder. I want to hit way harder. I want to hit way harder.
Amazing. You're gonna get these forearms.
Yeah, for sure,
You're gonna get
man.
these forearms,
Everything, man.
old buff.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna work as hard as I can, man, to try to add power in my punches, man. That's pretty much what I'm missing right now. As of boxing, and we're almost there, man. We're getting there soon.
I bet, man. You look like you're there.
Oh, not yet.
You look like you're there.
We still got a few more.
All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 fighters in roughly your weight class. 135, 140, 130-ish. Why? 130. He's not at 130 anymore. Never mind. Again, I want you to describe these fighters, one word or one sentence, and then later you can tell me what you really think of the bunch. You can rank them if you'd like.
Okay.
Gervonta Davis.
A tank.
A tank.
A tank.
Joseph Diaz.
What can I describe Joseph Diaz? This is a beast, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Josh Taylor.
Crafty.
Crafty. I bet. Yeah, that's a good word. Crafty. Yeah, he's very crafty.
I love, honestly, the way he moves. Honestly, I'm a big fan of it.
His last fight was very impressive.
I'm a big, huge fan of it, man.
Yeah. You think we'll see him against Davis?
I don't think so, but I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so.
I don't want to see it right away though.
No.
I want both of them to build
Yeah.
their name a little bit more before. I want to see it in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Even maybe even longer. All right, Teofimo Lopez.
So he was crafty, but he's a bit more than crafty, I would say. I'd say he's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Devin Haney.
Upcoming.
Up and coming still?
I think so.
Still?
Yeah, I think he's a bit more to like I love him a lot, but I don't think he is like he works hard. Don't get me wrong, he works super hard. David Haney works super freaking hard.
I don't know about that because before he fought Linares, I wasn't completely sold on him.
Me too.
But
exactly.
now, man,
it's
you beat
right
Linares.
after he beat Linares that because the way he fought Gamboa, I wasn't impressed whatsoever. You know.
Gamboa is a tricky situation because he lost to Davis, and then he kind of lost his stock. His stock kind of went down after he lost to Davis.
Yeah, but the way he lost to Davis was different from the way he lost to Haney.
Right. Okay, one more. Lomachenko. It's a strange situation for him right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But he's still a really good. I love Lomachenko, man. I love the way he moves. I love the way he analyzes people, man. And
he's still that guy.
Yeah, he's still that guy. Does it mean he took that loss from Teofimo that he changed any type of way whatsoever? I'm still a big fan of Lomachenko, man. I love him, and I would say he is a. Oh my goodness.
Is he underrated? Do you think he's underrated now that he's lost?
Yeah.
Are we forgetting everything he's done?
Yeah, I think so.
World champion at his second or third pro fight.
Second fight, yeah. I think people forget him a lot, but I'm trying to think of. Oh my goodness.
I think he's not done.
No, he's not done. But I'm trying to figure out what kind of, because I know he's a crafty, he's a slick.
He's more than crafty for me. He's
okay. I would say he's a slick guy. He's slick.
A slick guy.
A slick.
Okay, that's an understatement for me, but we'll leave it at that.
No. Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, I've seen him make great fighters look like they haven't even been boxing.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
long.
He's slick, but
Yeah.
the way he boxes, the way he slips, the way I feel like he sees things before it even happens.
Right. He might be studying tape. You never know.
Yeah, no, that's possible too. No, for sure. But at the same time, it's not like if everyone does the same thing you do all the time, you know? Like,
right.
Obviously, sponges, yeah, it comes again. But obviously, there's certain ways and.
Okay, I have a good question for you for Lomachenko. Did Teofimo Lopez crack the code? Did he kind of expose Did he expose him in a way like that? In the sense that if you put so much pressure and keep him at a certain distance, like mixed with that pressure.
I don't think he cracked the code. I think he beat him fair and square. I don't think there's any code. No, because even in the
it's a boxing match. It happens.
Exactly, you know.
Okay.
And honestly, the way he was in his fight with Lomachenko, he seemed so focused. Like he was like I couldn't understand. Like he was so focused. He was moving. Everything was like on point. There's nothing that he did wrong on that fight.
Right, it's true. He had a like game face.
Yeah, and I know he wasn't fooling around. He wasn't dropping his hands. He wasn't giving lazy jabs. He was doing his game. You know, he was doing what he came to do. And
yeah,
he did it perfectly. You know,
yeah,
there's
you're
nothing
right.
else to say about that fight.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Now, Theo.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you.
Another question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you to choose one of the following 48 laws of power because my producer is reading that book for maybe the third time now. So please give us your favorite law.
My favorite law will be gather intelligence. Just because the more you know, the better it is. You know? And knowing things in general is just good. It's just good for yourself, just good for people around you. And that's what it is for me, man. Other than that, I would say,
Find your rival's fatal weakness. That describes you, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was good. But when it comes to boxing, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because then obviously, then it'll be you crack the code.
Yeah.
If you find your opponent's weakness, it's easy for you afterwards. You just use it against him, and that's it.
Amazing. And that's what you're gonna do to everybody that faces you.
That is correct.
My man.
That's it. Good.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for making me come to the show. Thanks for everyone. And see you guys soon.
All right. Guys, go follow my man Theo Owusu on Instagram or I'll knock you out. And big shout out to my team, Monstrosity, and Kings and Queens Boxing. Peace out.